Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Warships with the mighty Jingles. Sadly, no possibility of becoming Captain Jingles until I hit 2 million subscribers on YouTube. For those of you who didn't watch yesterday's Mingles with Jingles episode and are wondering why I had no entry in the first round of the ring contest, unfortunately it's the summer holidays and my internet service provider sucks. Full details in yesterday's episode of Mingles with Jingles, but suffice to say, multiplayer gaming of any sort is out of the question until all of the kids have gone to bed and aren't using the internet anymore. Still, Rear Admiral beats Captain any day of the week, and, well, 2 million subscribers doesn't sound so hard. In fact, by the time you see this video, I may have hit 600,000, so we're well on the way. Anyway, today's World of Warships video, rather than being just one battle from start to finish, as is normal, you're getting a sort of compilation video today. This is WoW Mark 47. You may have seen some of his replays on this channel before. He is a very frequent contributor, and he has not been having much fun playing World of Warships this weekend. It's the same old story with the weekend warriors. He's constantly pinned down by either radar, hydro, carrier-borne aircraft, or a combination of all three. The battleships on his team are constantly humping the map border, nobody bothers shooting at targets that he spots, you know, the usual litany of complaints and frustrations for a weekend World of Warships player. He's just preemptively dumped both sets of torpedoes into the water over there, but the only person who appears to be in Capture Point Delta is another destroyer on his own team. He figures, screw it, I may as well assist with the capture process, and it's at that precise moment when suddenly the cap becomes contested. There is actually an enemy destroyer in here somewhere, after all. Well, there was.
Enemy destroyer blown up. Off to a great start.
Yep, it's moments like that that make it all worthwhile. Our next contestant is the Gargoyle of Fire, here in HMS Edinburgh, British Tier 8 light cruiser. He's beginning this particular battle by having a little bit of fun with a couple of the destroyers on his team. I'm not entirely sure what this Xian Yang appears to be doing. If she's trying to turn to starboard, she's definitely going about it the wrong way. And also, she should probably put some clothes on. There may be children watching. Well, anyway, she slowed down to let Gargoyle pass, and then doesn't turn to starboard. So, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Now, there are a lot of friendly destroyers around here. But don't worry, this isn't one of those replays. He's not going to get torpedoed by destroyers on his own team, although they're going to have a bloody good go. Okay. But this isn't that kind of replay. They're going to do their level best to sink him, but they're going to miss. Now, this is more about what's going to happen in the capture point up ahead. There's a very, very suspicious looking smoke screen just lurking on the border of the cap circle, and there's somebody in there capping, and oh look, here comes a North Carolina. Just on the far side of the smoke screen, around the corner of the island. There's definitely an enemy ship inside that smoke screen, but you can't see out of a smoke screen unless somebody's spotting targets for you. And the North Carolina can't see him because there's a smoke screen in the way. But he's definitely going to have to get around that corner and out of direct line of sight before whoever's in the smokescreen sees him on that North Carolina is going to tear him a new arsehole. Okay, I'm going to pause things right here. He's just dumped his torpedoes against the North Carolina coming around the corner. And he's also just triggered his sonar. Now, if you're a destroyer hiding inside a smokescreen, I don't care if you're tier 8, 9 or 10, and Edinburgh is a very, very dangerous prospect. He's lit you up with his hydroacoustic search, and he has lots and lots of rapid-firing guns. So whoever's inside that smokescreen, as far as Gargoyle of Fire is concerned, is about to have a very, very bad day. Except what I know, and what Gargoyle of Fire doesn't, is that there's not just one enemy destroyer inside that smokescreen. What's that, Jingles? 2 destroyers? 3? Actually, it's even worse than that. There are 2 tier 10 enemy ships inside that smokescreen, and one of them's a Des Moines. Gargoyle of Fire goes to a stage 4 brown alert. Dumps his torpedoes in the water against the Des Moines, braces himself for a volley from the Des Moines 203mm guns, Sinks the Des Moines with his torpedoes. There's first blood. Triggers the heel, which on the Edinburgh is very, very good, and is only just enough to allow him to survive the ram against the Yu Yang. There's the Die Hard award. There's the Double Strike award. Swerves to avoid the torpedoes fired by those destroyers we were talking about earlier. In fact, there's a second set of torpedoes on the way, but there's no way he's going to survive the confrontation with the North Carolina at that kind of range. And, oh look, all of the torpedoes missed the North Carolina as well. Well, what a surprise, said absolutely nobody, but 2 Tier 10 ships sunk within seconds of each other. Yeah, I think that's a fair trade for a Tier 8 cruiser. Oh, and the destroyers even managed to get third time lucky on the North Carolina as well. So yeah, totally worth it. Our final replay was actually passed along to me by Kelorn of the World of Warships podcast. Don't worry, Kelorn is not responsible for the shockingly disgusting display that you're about to see, but certain members of his clan in World of Warships are. Before we start, and I'll show you what all the fuss is about, you know the French Tier 7 battleship, the Lion? I like the Lion. It's not a great ship, but it's a lot of fun. It's not a great ship because its guns are kind of weedy for Tier 7. They're only 340mm. But it's fun because it's got 16 of the buggers. Yeah. If you thought the Fuso's broadside was scary, and it is, well, the Lyon's is just as bad, if not worse, because it's got more of them. So the question is this: what at Tier 7 could potentially be more pants-wettingly scary than having one of these things unload all 16 of its guns at you? Huevos22 here believes he knows the answer. It's having 3 of them unload all 48 of their guns at you at exactly the same time. Yep, do not adjust your speakers, you heard me right the first time. 48 340mm guns, all coordinated over voice comms, targets pre-selected, pre-aimed, and everybody hitting the fire button at exactly the same time. I don't think I have ever heard of anything that is both more magnificent and more disgusting at the same time. There it goes. There, look at this. Oh, the coordination was off on that one. Yeah, old Huevos jumped the gun there slightly. Still. The results, I'm sure you will agree, are fairly impressive. That poor Nürnberg. He never even knew what hit him. At least it was over quickly. Who are they going for next? There's a Nelson, but, well, I think they prefer picking on the cruisers. Why the hell not? Okay, now, a little bit better coordination this time, boys. Oh, that is much better. Well, it's better coordination. The results, however, are nowhere near as impressive. That is one seriously lucky Dallas. You see, here's the thing with the Lion. While it is impressive emptying this number of guns at the target at the same time, they're not incredibly accurate. I mean, they're not terrible, but it's very much a case of throw as much shit as possible at the wall and see how much of it sticks. And when you've got 3 of them, that's an awful lot of shit getting thrown at the wall, and the chances are fairly good, most of the time, that a lot of it is going to stick. Who are they going to go for now? I mean, this is 48 shots every 30 seconds. Are they going... oh, they're going for the gunners now. Alright, boys, and unload. And let's see how this one works out. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. That was, what, 18,000 damage? Yeah, not bad. It'll do. You see, the trick here, because it is actually far trickier than you might at first imagine, is you have to be disciplined. If you're going to do this properly, you have to make sure that everybody is aimed at the same target and is ready to fire at exactly the same time. You can't go jumping the gun, no matter how much you might want to pump a few shots into the side of that Colorado. You have to make sure everybody can see the target, everybody's in range of the target, and everybody is ready to fire at the same time. How about this guy? Yes? No? Can everybody see him now? Are we ready to fire? You ready? Wait for it. Oh, 1, 2, 3, fire! And there it goes. Oh yes, that one was much better. That guy must be shitting bricks. I told you it was going to be disgusting. Okay. I make no apologies. I warned you. If you're still watching at this point, you have nobody to blame but yourself. The Dallas survives again, no idea how, and they are getting awfully close to a whole bunch of enemy ships at this point. So they're slowing down, and you see the temptation there. Huevo's guns are reloaded. He could have finished off the Dallas, but that would be against the rules. Instead, he's waiting until everybody is ready to unload another 48.
We destroyed an enemy battleship.
I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not. And the Gneiser now just evaporates. You know, I can see this catching on. I can see this becoming a very, very popular spectator sport in Tier 7 battles. Oh, man. Oh. Come on, Jingles, be professional about this. Okay, I'll try. But it's not easy. So who's the next victim? It's probably going to be the Colorado. I mean, the Dallas got sunk anyway. The Fusion, who was over there, has disappeared. That doesn't leave an awful lot of options. The angle isn't great. There aren't going to be any citadels, but that was a fair amount of damage. Now, the Colorado probably doesn't realise he has a Jianwei closing in on him, so... crunchy, chewy, deep water torpedoes. But right now, our three partners in crime are busy discussing who their next victim is going to be. And it's not the Colorado, because he's got his bows in towards them. Instead, they're going for the Nelson. They do actually have shots. Seems a bit risky leaving the Colorado alive in front of them, but... oh, speaking of deep water torpedoes. Yep. Took one. Actually took two. But they did shave like 2/3 of the Nelson's health off. Then again, the Nelson does have a sickeningly overpowered heel for a Tier 7 battleship, and is probably in the process of printing himself a new ship right about now. As, yep, Jianwei managed to sink a couple of torpedoes into the Colorado, and he has been taken out. There are now only 7 enemy ships left. 5 of them are visible, 4 of them are in range, and 1 of them has the great misfortune to be a lightly armoured cruiser. 48 shots out, the Atlanta is now fighting in the shade, and is extremely lucky. And yep, as predicted, the Nelson has pretty much printed himself a new ship. Premium Tier 7 British battleship heel. Nothing overpowered about that whatsoever. But then again, it's just more experience and credits. You have to look on the bright side. Rob a Nelson of 3/4 of its health, wait for him to heal, and then just do it all over again. Of course, they can't actually shoot at the Nelson just yet. So the Congo that's broadsided at a range of 10 kilometres, with almost full health. Yeah, he'll do. That enemy Fusion is definitely hiding around the corner of the island, though, and is proven to be a remarkable pain in the arse. He's landed multiple deep water torpedo hits here. But remember the rules of the game. You can only fire at a target that the rest of your division are also ready to fire at, and you can only fire at the same time as them. So there are no targets of opportunity if you're playing a triple Leon division game. And rather than finishing off the Congo, they're going for whichever target has the most health remaining. And yep, it's the Nelson again. What exactly is the cooldown on the Nelson's heel? Is he in a position to start printing himself another new ship yet? Now, while you may be shocked, sickened and appalled at this frankly disgusting display of bullying small boats and big boats, don't worry, at least one of them is going to get their comeuppance, because there's that Fusion. And I think Huevos22 realises that he is screwed at this point, because those are deep water torpedoes. He's not going to see them until it's already far too late. And there's no way he can actually return fire at the Fusion, who has done this perfectly, has managed to get a staggered volley of torpedoes into him, and he is out of here. Now, at this point, I have to admit, I'm a little confused as to exactly what the rules of the game are. Once one member of your Leon division has been sunk, are you then free to fire at will? Or do the 2 remaining members of the division have to continue synchronising their fire at the same targets? I really don't know. Let's find out. Fusion's been spotted. Impersonator and Sea Admiral are still following the rules of the game. Well, you might be disgusted with their bullying, but you do have to admire their discipline. Oh, then again, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't exactly a strictly coordinated volley, was it? One of them did kind of jump the gun slightly. And there are only 2 enemy ships left to shoot at, so I don't know. Maybe they are just going for targets of opportunity. Who can say? But I do know that there are probably going to be a lot more Triple Leon divisions in everybody's immediate future as a result of this video going up onto YouTube, because while it might be disgusting, it does look like a lot of fun. But don't blame me. Right? I'm just the messenger here. And don't blame Kalorn from the World of Warships podcast, because he's just the messenger as well. No, blame Huevos22, Personator, and Sea Admiral for one of the most magnificent and yet at the same time most disgusting displays of seamanship and tomfoolery I have ever witnessed in World of Warships. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.